When you're traveling, never wear brand new shoes. And unless you're the one paying, don't travel with relatives. When you're asking someone for a favor, the simpler you dress, the better. While you're on a business trip, keep your social media quiet. And if you visit a city where an old classmate lives, don't reach out first. If you really want to see them, book a lunch for the day you're heading back. Do you know why? Stick around because this story explains everything. Trish worked at a major firm in New York as an executive assistant for 2 years. She always listened to her boss in silence, never interrupting. Every morning she'd bring him his coffee and handle every detail with care. One day she accompanied her boss, a multi-millionaire entrepreneur, to negotiate a $30 million deal. All the details had already been settled between the boss and the client's GM, a guy named Poochie. But on the day of the signing, something happened that Trish will never forget. The GM looked at Trish and said, "You're the first young person I've seen who can close a deal like this in 10 minutes. Truly impressive." Trish smiled and replied, "Oh, no. My boss is the impressive one. I'm just here to help." Suddenly, the GM's face turned cold. He said, "I need to think about this more. Let's talk another day." He turned around and walked back to his hotel. The boss looked at Trish and said, "When it comes to social intelligence, you've got a long way to go. Because you didn't know how to speak, you just cost yourself a $200,000 commission." Trish was devastated. She didn't even know what she did wrong. Then the boss told her, "You have one chance to fix this. The commission for this project alone is over $500,000. "What do I do?" she asked immediately. The boss pulled a book out of his bag called Street Smart. He said, "Go home tonight and read this from cover to cover. All the answers are in there." The next day, as soon as they sat down, the GM said, "Girl, I didn't expect you to be this persistent. You remind me of my younger self." Trish instantly remembered what she read the night before. She calmly replied, "Mr. Poochie, you're far too kind. If it weren't for you giving me this opportunity, I'd never have the chance to work with someone of your stature." The GM laughed, looked at his VP and said, "Give the project to her. I trust her." And just like that, Trish closed the deal. She was promoted to manager. To thank her boss, she bought 2 expensive bottles of red wine to deliver to his house. But when she walked in, she saw him having dinner with 2 of his superiors. Trish reacted instantly. She pulled $5 out of her pocket and said, "Mr. Diavolo, here is the change from the wine you asked me to buy. I'll leave it on the table. Enjoy your dinner. I won't disturb you." And she left. But it gets even better. The next day, Trish invited her boss to a 5-star restaurant. As they walked in, the waiter said to Trish, "Manager, your private room is on the 2nd floor." The boss laughed and patted her shoulder. "Wow, now you look more like the boss than I do." Trish calmly replied, "You're joking. You're the boss. I'm just your employee. Besides, this waiter is smart. He knows you don't skip the hierarchy when reporting." The boss burst out laughing. "You're getting better at this. I guess that book really paid off." Trish smiled. "That's because I've been by your side, learning from your style and your aura. Like they say, a bird that flies with a phoenix will fly higher, and those who walk with the wise will become better themselves." The boss was thrilled. He said, "In this world, the most powerful thing isn't money or power. It's a mindset that commands respect. There's an old saying, if you go into the water, you must know how to swim. If you deal with people, you must understand human nature." Wealthy families teach their kids to understand people and strategy from a young age. Ordinary families, though, just sign their kids up for endless tutoring to learn technical skills. No matter how well your kid dances, they might just be entertainment for the rich. No matter how high their grades are, they might just end up grinding 24/7 for a wealthy boss. So stop only teaching your kids to be obedient and hardworking. If I could go back and walk my child through elementary school again, I absolutely would not sign them up for piano or art classes. For children from ordinary families like ours, cultivating social intelligence and strategy is what actually guarantees a smooth life. If you want to raise a child who has strategy and understands how the world works, I recommend you let them read this series, Raise Child Street Smart. Children who read this will be sharper than you can imagine. If you just leave it on the table, they'll finish it on their own. Kids who read this book know what to do when they are framed. They know how to ask teachers for help when there's conflict. They understand how to use other people's strengths to get things done. This series uses comics to teach life lessons and boost EQ. The stories and wisdom inside are enough to support them all the way through university. These are the life truths that most kids only learn after tripping up and getting hurt. Let your child learn street smarts through comics. Don't wait until they fall down to teach them these lessons. Click the orange shopping cart below to check out the set of books.